This concert is about Rumi's wedding night. So imagine, if you will, that it's December 17th, 1273 AD, and we're gathered to honor the passing of the great Sufi poet, Rumi. We call the passing of such a sacred being his wedding night, for that is when he ascends to become one with his beloved Allah, God. We recite his poetry, focusing on poems he wrote to honor the passing of his friends Shams Tabrizi. We now use these poems to refer to Rumi's own passing. Huh? Please turn off your telephones. Shams means sun in Arabic. Shams was the sacred light for Rumi. Rumi regarded him as a manifestation of God. Rumi then began to refer to the divine as the friend. So much of Rumi's poetry was written in honor of or about Shams. In his lifetime, Rumi was accepted by Christians, Muslims, and Jews for his universal spiritual sharing. In the modern era, Rumi has become the most popular poet in America, as well as in Muslim countries. He brings us to an awareness of how much we share in every way of our lives in this world, in spite of so many apparent differences. There are a couple of things to realize about Rumi's way of speaking. Love is always about the love of the divine. And he speaks of the friend because he saw the divine in his friend Shams. So when Rumi speaks of the friend, it means God or the divine. This concert was originally conceived for the purpose of creating healing between Muslims, Christians, and Jews. In our hearts and souls, we are of the same cloth. We share values deeply rooted in our spiritual traditions. Rumi shows that we are all connected. We cannot love Rumi without loving each other. As Rumi says, out beyond ideas of right doing and wrongdoing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. What sort of day is today? There are two suns in the sky. Today is different from any other day. There's a call to a wedding in the heavens, to the people of the heart saying, good news, this is your day today. am blasphemy and religion, pure and unpure, old, young, and a small child. If I die, don't say that he died. Say he was dead, became alive, and was taken by the beloved. Any soul that drank the nectar of your passion was lifted. From that water of life, he is in a state of elation. Death came, smelled me, and sensed your fragrance instead. From then on, death lost all hope of me. At last, you have departed and gone to the unseen. What marvelous route did you take from this world? Beating your wings and feathers, you broke free from this cage. Rising up to the sky, you attained the world of the soul. You were a prized falcon, trapped by an old woman. Then you heard the drummer's call and flew beyond space and time. As a lovesick nightingale, you flew among the owls. Then came the scent of the rose garden, and you flew off to meet the rose. The wine of this fleeting world caused your head to ache. Finally, you joined the tavern of eternity. Like an arrow, you sped from the bow and went straight for the bullseye of bliss. This phantom world gave you false signs, but you turned from the illusion and journeyed to the land of truth. You are now the sun. What need have you for a crown? You have vanished from this world. What need have you to tie your robe? I've heard that you can barely see your soul. But why look at all? Yours is now the soul of souls. O heart, what a wonderful bird you are. Seeking divine heights, flapping your wings, you smash the pointed spears of your enemy. The flowers flee from autumn, but not you. You are the fearless rose that grows amidst the freezing wind. Pouring down like the rain of heaven, you fell upon the rooftop of this world. Then you ran in every direction and escaped through the drain spout. Now the words are over, and the pain they bring is gone. Now you have gone to rest in the arms of the beloved. On the night when you cross the street from your shop and your house to the cemetery, you'll hear me hailing you from inside the open grave, and you'll realize how we've always been together. I am the clear consciousness core of your being, the same in ecstasy as in self-hating fatigue. That night, when you escape the fear of snakebite and all irritation with ants, you'll hear my familiar voice, see the candle being lit, smell the incense, the surprise meal fixed by the lover inside all your other lovers. This heart tumult is my signal to you, igniting in the tomb. So don't fuss with the shroud and the graveyard dust. Those get ripped open and washed away in the music of our finally meeting. And don't look for me in a human shape. I am inside your looking. No room for form with love this strong. Beat the drum and let the poets speak. This is a day of purification for those who are already mature and initiated into what love is. No need to wait until we die. There's more here to want than money and being famous and bites of roasted meat. Now, what shall we call this new sort of gazing house that has opened in our town, where people sit quietly and pour out their glancing like light, like answering? Don't worry about saving these songs. And if one of our instruments breaks, it doesn't matter. We have fallen into the place where everything is music. The strumming and the flute notes rise into the atmosphere, and even if the whole world's harp should burn up, there will still be hidden instruments playing. So the candle flickers and goes out. We have a piece of flint and a spark. This singing art is sea foam. The graceful movements come from a pearl somewhere on the ocean floor. Poems reach up like spindrift and the edge of driftwood along the beach, wanting. They derive from a slow and powerful root that we can't see. Stop the words now. Open the window in the center of your chest and let the spirits fly in and out. There's a strange frenzy in my head of birds flying, each particle circulating on its own. Is the one I love everywhere? There's a path from me to you I'm constantly looking for. So I try to keep clear and still as water does with the moon. To speak the same language is to share the same blood, to be related. To live with strangers is the life of captivity. Many are Turks, many are Hindus and Turks who share the same language. Many are Turks who may be alien to one another. The language of companionship is a unique one. To reach someone through the heart is other than reaching them through words. Besides words, allusions, and arguments, the heart knows 100,000 ways to speak. Moses heard a shepherd on the road praying, "God, where are you? I want to help you to fix your shoes and comb your hair. I want to wash your clothes and pick the lice off. I want to bring you milk, to kiss your little hands and feet when it's time for you to go to bed. I want to sweep your room and keep it neat. God, my sheep and goats are yours. All I can say, remembering you, is I and ah." Moses could stand it no longer. "Who are you talking to?" "The one who made us and made the earth and made the sky." "Don't talk about shoes and socks with God. And what's this with your little hands and feet? Such blasphemous familiarity sounds like you're chatting with your uncles. Only something that grows needs milk. Only someone with feet needs shoes, not God. Even if you meant God's human representatives, as when God said, "I was sick and you did not visit me," even then this tone would be irreverent. Use appropriate terms. Fatima is a fine name for a woman, but if you call a man Fatima, it's an insult. Body and birth language are right for us on this side of the river, but not for addressing the origin, not for Allah. The shepherd repented and tore his clothes and sighed and wandered out into the desert. A sudden revelation came then to Moses, God's voice. "You have separated me from one of my own. Did you come as a prophet to unite or to sever? I have given each being a separate and unique way of seeing and knowing and saying that knowledge. What seems wrong to you is right for him. What is a poison to one is honey to someone else. Purity and impurity, sloth and diligence in worship, these mean nothing to me. I am apart from all that. Ways of worship are not to be ranked as better or worse than one another. Hindus do Hindu things. The Dravidian Muslims in India do what they do. It's all praise, and it's all right. It's not me that's glorified in acts of worship. It's the worshipers. I don't hear the words they say. I look inside at the humility. Their broken open lowliness is the reality, not the language. Forget phraseology. I want burning, burning. Be friends with your burning. Burn up your thinking and your forms of expression. Moses, those who pay attention to ways of believing and speaking are one sort. Lovers who burn are another. Don't impose a property tax on a burned out village. Don't scold the lover. The wrong way he talks is better than 100 right ways of others. Inside the Kaaba, it doesn't matter which direction you point your prayer rug. The ocean diver doesn't need snowshoes. The love religion has no code or doctrine, only God. So the ruby has nothing engraved on it. It doesn't need markings. God began speaking deeper mysteries to Moses, visions and words which cannot be recorded here, poured into and through him. He left himself and came back. He went to eternity and came back here. Many times this happened. It's foolish of me to try and say this. If I did say it, it would uproot our human intelligences. It would shatter all writing pens. Moses ran after the shepherd. He followed the bewildered footprints, in one place moving straight like a castle across a chessboard, in another sideways like a bishop, now surging like a wave cresting, now sliding down like a fish, with always his feet making geomancy symbols in the sand, recording his wandering state. Moses finally caught up with him. I was wrong. God has revealed to me that there are no rules for worship. Say whatever and however your loving tells you to. Your sweet blasphemy is the truest devotion. Through you a whole world is freed. Loosen your tongue and don't worry about what comes out. It's all the light of the Spirit. The shepherd replied, Moses, Moses, I've gone beyond even that. You applied the whip, and my horse shied and jumped out of itself. The divine nature and my human nature came together. Bless your scolding hand and your arm. I can't say what has happened. What I'm saying now is not my real condition. It can't be said. The shepherd grew quiet. When you look in a mirror, you see yourself, not the state of the mirror. The flute player puts breath into a flute. And who makes the music? Not the flute player. Whenever you speak praise or thanksgiving to God, it's always like this dear shepherd's simplicity. When you eventually see through the veils to how things really are, you will keep saying again and again, this is certainly not like we thought it was. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. This dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door, laughing, and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. I reach for a piece of wood. It turns into a lute. I do some meanness. It turns out helpful. I say, one must not travel during the holy month. Then I start out, and wonderful things happen. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. Lo, I am always with you means when you look for God, God is in the look of your eyes, in the thought of looking, nearer to you than yourself or things that have happened to you. There's no need to go outside. Be melting snow. Wash yourself of yourself. A white flower grows in the quietness. Let your tongue become that flower. A certain young man was asking around, "I need to find a wise person. I have a problem." A bystander said, "There's no one with intelligence in our town, except that man over there playing with the children, the one riding the stick horse. He has keen, fiery insight and vast dignity like the night sky, but he conceals it in the madness of child's play." The young seeker approached the children. "Dear father, you who have become as a child, tell me a secret." "Go away, this is not a day for secrets." "But please, ride your horse this way, just a minute." The sheikh play-galloped over. "Speak quickly, I can't hold this one still for long. Whoops, don't let him kick you, this is a wild one." The young man felt he couldn't ask his serious question in the crazy atmosphere, so he joked. "I need to get married. Is there someone suitable on this street?" "There are 3 kinds of women in the world. 2 are griefs, 1 is a treasure to the soul. The first, when you marry her, is all yours. The second is half yours, and the third is not yours at all. Now get out of here before this horse kicks you in the head. Easy now." The sheikh rode off among the children. The young man shouted, "Tell me more about the kinds of women." The sheikh on his cane horse came closer. "The virgin of your first love is all yours. She will make you happy and free. A childless widow is the second. She will be half yours. The third, who is nothing to you, is a married woman with a child. By her first husband she had a child, and all her love goes into that child. She will have no connection with you. Now, watch out. Back away. I'm going to turn this rascal around." He gave a loud whoop and rode back, calling the children around him. "One more question, master." The sheikh circled. "What is it? Quickly. That rider over there needs me. I think I'm in love." "What is this playing that you do? Why do you hide your intelligence so?" "The people here want to put me in charge. They want me to be judge, magistrate, and interpreter of all the texts. The knowing that I have doesn't want that. It wants to enjoy itself. I am a plantation of sugarcane, and at the same time, I'm eating the sweetness." Knowledge that is acquired is not like this. Those who have it worry if audiences like it or not. It's a bait for popularity. Disputational knowing wants customers. It has no soul. Robust and energetic before a responsive crowd, it slumps when no one is there. The only real customer is God. Chew quietly your sweet sugar cane, God love, and stay playfully childish. Your face will turn rosy with illumination like the redbud flowers. Again, the violet bows to the lily. Again, the rose is tearing off her gown. The green ones have come from some other world, tipsy like the breeze, up to some new foolishness. Again, near the top of the mountain, The anemone's sweet features appear. The hyacinth speaks formally to the jasmine. Peace be with you, and peace to you, lad. Come walk with me in the meadow. Again, there are Sufis everywhere. The bud is shy, but the wind removes her veil suddenly. My friend! The friend is here like water in the stream, like a lotus on the water. The narcissus winks at the wisteria, whenever you say. And the clove to the willow, you are the one I hope for. The willow replies, consider these chambers of mine yours. Welcome. The apple, orange, why the frown? So that those who mean harm will not see my beauty. The ringdove comes asking, where is the friend? With one note, the nightingale indicates the rose. Again, the season of spring has come, and a spring source rises under everything, a moon sliding from the shadows. Many things must be left unsaid because it's late. But whatever conversation we haven't had tonight, we'll have tomorrow. Thank you. I know you don't feel like moving, so don't. We'll just sit quietly. Although some of you may be thinking you'd like a cookie. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.